Yo, man, welcome back. This is part four. I don't know how many parts. It might be 6 or 7 parts. This is part four. Let's get straight back into it, man.
Much that they're about to give up. As his name indicates, Mike City AJ has ties to a set called Mike City, or Mike Block, also known as Gator Gang, a BD set located on 86th and Morgan, which is named in honor of their fallen member Mike, who was killed in 2012. Lamron and Taytown have seemingly been affiliated with Mike City for at least a decade at this point, and AJ himself has clearly been close with Taytown members on social media for a while, even seemingly appearing in a March 2021 music video of TTE Day Day, who's one of Durk's oldest friends from Taytown. A YouTuber called Kenny Rogers, who claims to be from the same neighborhood, would open up about AJ's childhood and reputation in the streets, telling how AJ and other young'uns from Mike City were like sicarios, a private army for hire with a feared reputation, who would eventually get affiliated with OTF members such as Booney Mo.
Watch this and did what we did. But
You just said what? A private something? That's kind of crazy. Ain't that crazy though, yo? Ain't that kind of crazy though, yo? Ain't that kind of crazy for real? That is though, huh? That is though.
AJ, they decided like they like scenarios, but I say scenario, sicarios. You know what I'm talking about, like a private army for hire. You know what I'm saying? Now we warned them about that. It's when the guys came out there trying to connect and all that. Like, no, we've been holding our own. What's like the, we know what y'all own. Y'all ain't finna use them. But, you know, the younger guys got into too many, you know, they wanted to make a name for themselves. They wanted to hang around because of their name and like that. But we was telling them, y'all bigger than them. Real talk. But AJ, yeah, they was feared, and you can hire them to kill your cat if you wanted to. And not having somebody have your paperwork on the internet. Now you being affiliated with Booney Mo and OTF and all that other shit. And, you know, doing that to allegedly Stephen Matt, 051 cousin.
Indeed, on the 21st of February, less than a month after Stefan Mack's murder, Durk would drop his music video for the song Aha, which was filmed in Chicago. Later on, online detectives would notice that in one of the Instagram stories posted by people who were at the video shoot, you can see someone who looks a lot like Mike City AJ, showing that he was indeed possibly connected all the way to the very top of the OTF hierarchy. But what people would also notice were the rather revealing lyrics that Durk was dropping in the song. First, he would begin with a disclaimer saying how everything he's about to say is just entertainment and not real. Durk then mentions how his shooters have been sliding through their ops block, but the ops don't even know it, and that someone from the ops side got shot, and while Durk didn't claim it, he can show them proof. Durk would then seemingly be done with beating around the bush, as he would explicitly state how he's been heavy on the downers since D-Thang got killed, but they already got back for him.
Yeah, this song right here, when it first dropped, I'm not gonna lie, this song right here probably went crazy for him. I'm not gonna lie, this song right here went crazy for him. Like, this song right here went absolutely crazy for him. Like, what I mean, like the drill type of music, you know what I'm saying? Sneak dissing in the lyrics here and there, you know what I'm saying? If you can catch it. It's only if you can catch like what he's talking about, the sneak dissing and this and that, you know what I'm saying?
That their ops know it, but they don't post on social media so the police don't find out. Durk would then seemingly change his mind about this all being just entertainment, as he would swear on his brother's life that everything he's speaking is facts and not just a diss. Durk would then end his first verse by saying how people might say that he's just a singer, so he won't kill anyone, but he doesn't care what they think because he got their friend shot. The hook of the song would even acknowledge that Durk's activities will put him in jail, rapping he's dropping locations and getting revenge, and that the feds will soon come. It seems that Durk was sending a lot of messages with this song, but likely only the people involved in these Chicago gang wars would truly understand. But what he was clearly putting out there for the whole world to see was that his brother D-Thang's death was still weighing heavily on his mind, and that for him, this in fact was not just entertainment. Meanwhile, in May 2022, a rapper...
I mean, of course it was, man, saying that's his blood brother, that's his family, you know what I'm saying? That's his blood brother, you know what I'm saying? So of course it's probably gonna weigh on him, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, he grew with his brother, you know what I'm saying? That's his blood brother, so of course that's probably gonna hit him a different way, but I feel like him like crashing out is kind of reason why Durk is locked up right now. That's only if they even charging what they, what they're charging with. You know what I'm saying?
Rapper from the Dump Street or Gutter Gang called GG Juju would release his song titled Don't Be a Fool, where he would seemingly diss D-Thang by rapping how he will not be searched when going to a club before mentioning how that is how a fool got killed, and saying that if people mention Gutter Gang, they're going to end up on the news. Juju would also seemingly diss Durk, saying how some people were always acting too tough on their songs and always rapping about switches and drakes, but that they got them too. This likely being a reference to Durk literally having a song titled Switches and Drakes. After this, some time would pass, but on the 6th of June 2022, exactly 1 year after D-Thang's passing, Durk would make another cryptic post on his Instagram story quoting lyrics about someone getting hit and how certain people are only known in the city because of their friends who got killed. But instead of signing the post with his usual moniker, The Voice, he would sign it this time as The Pump, which some internet sleuths would believe to be yet another sign that Durk was making a reference to the murders of J-Ski and Oil taking place at a gas station pump. Meanwhile, Durk's friend and OTF member Booney Mo would post a much clearer message simply stating F the dump, this seeming like a rather obvious reference to the Dump Street set. The following month in July, Durk and the rapper Lil Osama would release the song F My Cousin Part 2, and this time Durk wouldn't hold back one bit, rapping a direct threat to his ops that if they were even at the scene when his brother was killed, they're going to die too, before mentioning specifically his ops from the west, with Dump Street being located directly to the west of Taytown and Lamron, saying how 2 of their members died immediately after D-Thang's death. At this point, it seemed obvious that if Durk wasn't directly claiming the hit of...
It's crazy. These rappers be low-key self-snitching on themselves, bro. Literally. Putting in sneak disses, talking about what they did possibly, what hit they did possibly. That is crazy. And that's insane, though, for real. Like, what hit they did possibly. And that, you know how crazy that is? What hit you possibly did? That, bro, that's... Or even ordered. You know what I'm saying? That... Jeez, bro. I feel like some of these rappers can't just leave the streets alone, you know what I'm saying? I also get why, you know what I'm saying, just because you're a rapper, you know what I'm saying, you still got ops, you know what I'm saying, people that still want to get you, don't matter how big you is. The thing is, nobody's untouchable, you know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can get touched, you know what I'm saying, pause, but it's facts, you know what I'm saying?
Of J-Ski and Oil, he was at least dissing them openly. And then, in December, Booney Mo would release his single titled For Real, together with a lavish music video that was posted on Durk's YouTube channel. And in the song, Booney would repeat Durk's bar about 2 people dying the next day, whilst also seemingly referring to the shooting that killed D-Thang as fluky, which some believe supports the idea that D-Thang might not have even been killed on purpose and was in fact simply hit by a ricocheting bullet. This theory also being supported by the news report about the shooting, with the police describing how D-Thang was simply caught amongst a barrage of bullets. In April 2023, On a Couch TV would post a hood vlog with none other than Dump Street. But interestingly, they were also joined by the rapper 85th Lil Smoke, who just so happens to be from Smashville, the very hood where Stefan was allegedly from, showing that these sets were indeed very close with each other. In the comments of the video, one viewer would ask On a Couch TV to ask him about D-Thang, but he would reply calling that viewer federal before saying that he knew that they wouldn't answer questions about that anyway. But still, On a Couch would seize the moment and ask them about Durk, inquiring whether they considered Durk to be the voice of Chicago, which was...
They really said ask him about D-Thang? Bro, oh my God. See, the thing is, people that say that, they don't care. They just want to say, oh yeah, they did it. Some people on the internet, they don't care. They get locked up or nothing. They don't care. One thing about the internet is they gonna troll, but they don't care what happened to you. You know what I'm saying? They don't care, and then they just move on to the next rapper or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Surprisingly, receive a rather cordial response from the crew, who say he's a good rapper, but he's not the voice of the streets, and that he can't stop the gang war.
So how y'all feel about Durk basically taking the title as the voice of the Chicago, like what he say was go on in the trenches?
See, and then you see, bro, look, how do you live like this? You literally gotta look, you gotta keep on looking, because you don't know if the ops are gonna start or not. You gotta watch every car. You know how it is in the interview, they keep looking. They literally have to look. Like, how do you live like that when you consistently gotta look over your shoulder? Because you know the ops can be right there in the car waiting, boom, boom, you know what I'm saying? Job by, shoot, you know what I'm saying? Crazy, man.
He can rap.
He can rap. I ain't lying, but voice of one churches ain't nobody run. Nobody run. No, listen, bro.
He a good rapper.
You know, he can rap. He can sing. But voice hell, he ride probably his side of town. All of them. So we ain't speaking. He from that side of
He doing rappers anybody can relate to.
Because he was basically saying, like, if somebody like him came down and wanted to bring peace in Chicago, like, it actually
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, y'all, my bad. Let's get back to it.
happened.
That's
happen, man, because too much bloodshed in the city.
Yeah, ain't nobody.
Like, he ain't gonna like it. You can come in your hood, show with the to it, nah, yeah, but
do that.
you can't do that for you can't talk for everybody.
Like
you need to talk for you.
Meanwhile, Durk would keep hinting at the get back for D-Thang in his songs, like in the track Pellicoat that he would drop in May as part of his Almost Healed album, where he would once again rap how 2 people had died after D-Thang's murder. A few months later, on the death day of J-Ski and Oil, a member of a set called Melt Gang, who were affiliated with Dump Street aka Gutter Gang, would finally send a clear message back to Durk by posting an Instagram story with a caption that he was smoking on D-Thang. In response, a member of Faceworld 079 aka Nooski Gang, who were affiliated with Dog Pound and close to Durk, would share a post about the murders of Oil and J-Ski to his Instagram profile, together with Lil Durk's Pellicoat song, and specifically the part of the song that says how 2 people died after D-Thang's death, while his very next post would say that Oil and J-Ski were his favourite people to smoke. The dissing between these 2 alliances had now gone far beyond small subliminal jabs to damn near federal public confessions. But things were about to get a lot more interesting, because in October 2023, Mike City AJ, real name Anthony Montgomery Wilson, together with another man called Marley, real name Preston Powell, would be charged with the murder of Stefan Mack. But this was no ordinary state charge, this was a federal charge. And this was no typical murder charge either, this was a murder for hire. Yes, murder for hire in 2023, as the feds would allege that AJ and Marley had been in contact.
Murder for hire? Nah, that's... Don't they got Durk? Didn't they charge Durk for that same thing when they locked him up like a month or 2 ago? Nice, bro.
With someone in another state who had promised them a reward for the murder of Stefan. Following these charges, AJ would be arrested and taken into custody, but Marley would seemingly make a run for it, with the FBI releasing a wanted poster for him and even local news reporting on his attempt to avoid the law. At the time, it was already clear that the feds were holding any information regarding this case close to their chest, as the file docket for the case is full of sealed documents. But the reason for this would be revealed in December 2024, as the feds would suddenly unseal more documents related to the case in the lead up to Durk's detention hearing in the Lil Pab case, including an application for a search warrant in Texas, and more importantly, an affidavit in support of that application. This affidavit, which dates all the way back to April 2023, would reveal explosive information that the feds were indeed investigating Lil Durk's connection to the murder of Stefan Mack. The affidavit would provide numerous interesting details about Mack's murder, including the fact that Mike City AJ had done a C-Day and left his phone at the crime scene, and that while at the crime scene, he had also been calling Marley by name. While after the murder, the 2 had been openly discussing their upcoming payment from Lil Durk, and after seemingly receiving the payment, AJ had been bragging about it and claiming the hit on social media by posting himself with a big stack of cash together with the lyrics from Lil Durk's Aha song, with findings like these prompting Chiracologists online to joke how Durk had hired the dumbest assassins on earth to do the job. An employee...
See, this is what I don't get. They do stuff and then they go and then they brag about what they did and what they did to somebody. Well, if you're not trying to get locked up, why would you go on the internet and say that you did somebody and then you're calling out his name? Bro, that is the easiest, that's the easiest job for the feds. You calling out by their name, you go on the internet, then you put in lyric, like, bro, I know why so many people be thinking that feds or cops are stupid. Bro, cops are not stupid, they're not dumb. The feds and cops, they don't let you crash out. They're gonna keep on building and building, and then they're gonna lock you up for even more charges. So
of the youth center would also allegedly reveal to the feds that the killers had been tipped off about Mack's location by 2 brothers from a set called Risky Road, who seemingly knew Marley, aka Powell, as he lived in their hood at the time of the crime. But the paperwork would also reveal some interesting background information. For example, the feds would claim that Mack was not only affiliated with Smashville, but according to their informant, he was in fact the set's leader. Another informant, on the other hand, would claim that Lil Durk was offering money for the murder of those responsible for his brother's death, and even for the murder of any gangster disciple in general. The same informant would also reveal that Dump Street had indeed been behind D-Thang's murder, and that Mack had been a close associate with a Dump Street member who the feds referred to as Individual A. Individual A would turn out to be a man named Diamani Green, who had been arrested in December 2021 for an unrelated double murder, and who would be better known in the streets as Gutter Gang Puke, or simply GG Puke, as his rap name would be. Following the release of this paperwork, many would start to claim that GG Puke was in fact the Dump Street member responsible for the murder of D-Thang, although the feds would not explicitly make this connection in the paperwork, as they would simply state that according to their informant, informant, D-Thang was killed by members, plural, of Dump Street, and that Puke, aka Individual A, was a close associate of Mac, not that Individual A killed D-Thang. However, to many, it would seem that the feds were heavily alluding to Puke being the one responsible for the murder and the reason why Mac was ultimately killed. It's also worth noting that the Chiracologist had been alluding to a locked-up rapper from the Dump Street being responsible for D-Thang's death even before the new paperwork, and after Puke's name would begin to circulate, the online sleuths would quickly uncover a 7-year-old Zach TV video showing Puke hanging out in Harvey, the very city where D-Thang would eventually be killed. Meanwhile, Lil Durk's music has continued to provide more.
I don't know how they, you know, so making like documentaries like this, I don't know how long it takes to make documentaries like this, because you got to find information, you got to go far back on videos from 7, 8 years ago, sometimes even 10 years ago, to put it into like the section you're doing at that time. I don't know, maybe just like 2-3 months. Then you gotta edit it. Editing probably takes a long time for videos like these, because you gotta put it in music, you gotta put in, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
Insights into the events related to his brother's death. In early 2024, his song called Survivor, or I Did It Without You, was leaked online, the lyrics seemingly describing why Durk would eventually fall out with his old set Lamron, siding fully with the Tay-Town instead, as Durk would seemingly insinuate that Lamron had not tried to retaliate after D-Thang's death, and that if he catches any Dump Street members on Lamron's block, he's going to kill them and the Lamron members with them. Around the same time as this song would leak, Dump Street rapper GG Montana would post a snippet to his song where he appears to be taking shots at Durk, literally taunting him about D-Thang's murder while saying that they're beefing with real rap goofies. For now, there's no charges against Durk in the murder of Steph.
So now he claims Tay-Town. He doesn't mess with his old set Lamron or Dump Street. Bro, what? So now he's dissing Lamron in that, or a leaked song, because they didn't get back with his brother. Wasn't his brother not even from Lamron though? What did he say? He's from Dump Street, I think. Wait, isn't Tay-Town where Tay Savage is from?
On Mac, and it seems that these documents were unsealed more in an effort to prevent Durk from getting bail on the Lil Pab murder case. Ultimately, only time will tell if he will end up going down for his brother too. But what's most interesting is that if Durk was indeed using his rap money to pay for his enemies to be killed in the streets, from here, his career would only continue to rise. And rather suspiciously, so too would the body count, as more and more of those people who Durk had issues with would wind up dead, with Durk never missing an opportunity to jump on the mic and brag about these murders for the whole world to hear.
Okay, so now this FBG Cash, I don't think Durk, I mean, Cash did take a picture at Von's mural, but I mean, Durk could have been involved in this. So we don't really know if he was involved in this. You know, so we honestly don't know.
While the murders of D-Thang's killers were incredibly personal to Lil Durk, the murder of FBG Duck was very much just business as usual in the world of Chicago's long-running gang wars. But while Duck at the time had been the face of the gangster disciples in his city, after his murder, one of his close friends would step up to fill the void that he left. This was the rapper FBG Cash, real name Tristan Hamilton. Born on October the 5th, 1990, Cash was several years old.
Dang. FBG Cash, man. FBG Cash, man. Didn't they say he was with a woman too? You never know. The woman could have set him up. We don't know if Durk, you know what I'm saying, had this plotted. We don't know. I think wasn't he about to go see a girl, or was with a girl, I think. Something like that. It was something like that. It was something like that. I don't know. Honestly, don't know.
Older than most of his peers in the early drill scene, including his little brother, FBG Young, who was born in 1996. Cash was born into a family of GDs, and with his father being in the streets too, Cash would be exposed to that lifestyle early, jumping off the porch in his grade school years.
Yeah, my pop was always in the streets. As kids, we was already in the street, exposed to the street. You know what I'm saying? It was just a time we had to come home, but we saw everything that who ain't from the streets and ain't jumped off the porch ain't saw. We saw all that. young age, so far as like coming out, doing shit on my own through grade school years, you know what I'm saying? Anytime I got a chance to pop out and go somewhere without my people attendance, you know what I'm saying? I was in the streets, so.
Cash and Young's family would eventually move to around the 63rd and St. Lawrence area when Cash was in 9th grade, and there they would join the local gang set, STL EBT, and begin to spend time with other guys from the set like Duck and Dutchy. The four would eventually form the rap group Flyboy Gang, aka FBG, together with rappers like Lil J, Billionaire Black, Duck's brother Brick, and Wooski, who was always more in the streets than in the booth, but would still rep the name at times in his music. However, before that, in 2009, when Cash was only 18 years old, he would get arrested for an armed robbery and get sentenced to 6 years, which meant that Cash would end up being locked up during the critical years when the war between the GDs and BDs would begin to escalate in the Woodlawn area. While Young and Dutchy and Duck would first begin to rap under the FBG moniker, and the drill movement as a whole would begin to form, with artists from the Woodlawn and Washington Park neighborhoods playing a key role in the genre's birth. With good time though, Cash would ultimately end up only doing 31 months, and in 2011 he would be released on house arrest. Cash would seemingly spend his time on social media, where he was making his affiliations known. His first tweet being how he's repping Dale Mob, a name that STL EBT would call themselves after the murder of Dale Fisher in December 2011, and of course repping their rap group FBG that he was now part of, as well as shouting out their affiliates like the MOB set and the Brick Squad, or dissing their ops like Fredo Santana aka Mr. Scary Sight and E-Day from 600. Cash was clearly studying the new drill scene, and seeing it blow up right in front of him, he too would decide to get into rapping and make a name for himself. Being now part of the FBG crew, who were already making noise within the scene, Cash was in a great position to make it rapping, but he also had an ace up his sleeve to go viral. See, when Cash had been 16, he'd been messing around with an older woman, but this wasn't just any woman. This was Chief Keef's mother, Lolo, who used to live in the Parkway Gardens, better known as...
What? He was messing with Chief Keef's mom? What?
O-Block. Now, with Keef being possibly the hottest new artist in the world at that point, and being the #1 enemy of Cash's STL EBT set due to often dissing them and their dead member Tuka in his music, Cash decided to clap back and use his old fling with Keef's mother to create publicity for himself in the drill scene, as he would many years later explain to a very confused Adam 22 who had seemingly missed this part of the early drill history.
How'd you go about getting into the music?
Like, I felt like, so like, they was already ahead of me in the race. That wasn't even a race for us, but they was already off, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I ain't
His mom.
like I used to with her. Like, yeah. Yeah. I ain't gonna count, you know what I'm saying? It's been said before, like, I ain't even have to bring it up. That's my people, you know what I'm saying? She cool people, but like me and her relationship, like not a relationship, but relations like what started me rapping.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of feel weird, like I feel like you might be trolling me, and I don't want to have a serious conversation about it if you're just trolling me, but you know.
In the summer of 2012, Cash would film himself calling Chief Keef's mother without her knowledge and trick her into admitting their relationship, with the video then getting posted online, where it would soon find itself going viral on worldstar.com, the biggest hip-hop culture platform at the time.
Calling Chief Keef mom, man. You know what's happening.
What? Obviously, you know what I'm saying? He probably just doing it just to get back at Chief Keef just because they beefing. That's crazy. That's... Man. Man.
Yeah, man, I ain't mean to hang up on you.
Look at their phone they have.
Man, when you gonna give me tickets to your son's shows now? I said, when you gonna give me tickets to one of your son's shows now?
He was just doing it to troll some people that he has Bro, what? Bro. That's crazy. I feel like so many people, they just doing this to get back at the ops, trying to get them mad. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they just what it is, or unless you truly, I don't know. We don't really know, bro. Somebody they really just be trolling just to get back at the ops. I said, and the same, you know, it's.
I used to work at the metro station. How much shift key was in?
What? And he doing this one. She don't even know that. She don't even know that they seen the recording the conversation just to let them at the end of the know that he wasn't lying. Like, and at the end of the day, you know, what I'm saying, you rapper trying to get out, you got to do what you got to do. Some type of fame or something, try to get the attention on you. I mean, it makes sense, but that's also putting a target on your back. You know what I'm saying?
Cash would further boost his name by doing
That's the wait. That's a, wait. Hold on. Is that really his brother, or are they just saying that because you know saying they because they you know saying they was cool to each other? Is that his actual blood brother? Or is he meaning like brother and meaning like you know saying they was cool with each other, meaning like they saw each other as brothers? Is that what they mean, or is it actually like his blood brother?
a radio interview where he would discuss his beef with Chief Keef and the death of Lil Jojo, as well as his plans to become a rapper.
Got a mixtape coming out, but you know him from the controversy that's been going on up in Chicago in the rap scene, and you also know him from World Star Hip Hop. My homeboy, Mr. Cash Out. Cash Out, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I mean, I tell you, when they said you were looking for him, I said, man, let me go on and get on the ground and he go and hide the out.
Man, I don't know how that play out, but I know I ain't hard to be found though.
I ain't mad at you. Now, I want the people to understand, one, why you're here, because there's a lot of stuff we want to talk about. We're going to get into rap stuff. We're just going to get into real life stuff, so we're going to allow you to talk about everything. But why don't you tell them what transpired to make you seek me out?
Man, my name Cash Out, man. Cash Out 063. I'm from 63rd St. Lawrence. And I've been in the streets since I was a shorty, man. Everything I do is valid. Everything I do got a stamp on it. I started a Twitter page, I just recently come home from prison, so a lot of this stuff, like, it ain't new to me, but since it's been in the media and everything, like, it's basically our hood where I'm from. It's like in the spotlight right now, I'm like a trending topic right now, so.
After getting his name in the mix through his wild antics, he would then begin to drop music together with other FBG-affiliated artists, such as Lil J, Billionaire Black, and Lil Jojo's brother Swag De Niro, and King Yella. He would then even drop a dedicated diss track to Chief Keef, which he would start by saying how it's F Chief Keef, F O Block, and F Lamron, before making his own gang affiliations with STL EBT known, as well as once again dissing the 300 movement, saying how they're going to shoot anyone who reps it. While dropping music, Cash would also remain a menace on social media, where he would further aim his disses towards his ops posts like 300, and specifically making fun of Lil Durk, like retweeting someone who was mentioning a rumor that Cash's good friend Boss Trell had beat up Lil Durk or Lil Reese, with Boss Trell, real name Rodney Stewart, being one of STL EBT's most known shooters at the time, who had even been rumored to have killed O.D. Perry, whom O-Block is named after, together with the alleged female assassin K.I., aka Jakira Barnes. Cash would also diss Durk's manager Chino, saying that he doesn't even know who he is. Some people from Lamron would engage back with Cash, daring him to come to their hood, but Cash would inform them that he doesn't do Twitter beefing. When K.I., who was often having back and forths with King Von on Twitter, would tweet that she wants to meet Von face to face, Cash would respond and say that he likes Von and wants to meet him too, to which Von would respond and warn both of them that they do not want that, and that he will meet them when they least expect it. With Cash being several years older than Von, he most likely just saw him as a kid, so Cash would let Von know that he himself has a fearsome reputation in the streets, and all Von has to do is ask around. But Von
did he say 7 years? Or 6 years? I don't know.
Impressed the slightest, saying that if Cash ever starts coming back outside, they can bump heads. Cash would continue to talk about his reputation as a moneymaker, but Von would tell Cash to ask his friends about him instead, referring to his reputation as a killer since he'd already at this point had a rumored 4 bodies under his belt by the end of October 2012, with this Twitter exchange seemingly taking place the very same day that Von had allegedly murdered Jaro City member P5. Cash would then end the back and forth, saying that he still likes Von and confirming that his name is indeed ringing in the streets, but Von doesn't make any money like him. This statement perhaps revealing a certain generational gap that already existed between the likes of Cash and Von, despite the two having only a 4-year age difference, with Cash being part of the older generation of hustlers.
Oh, only 4 years. I thought he said 7. I was about to say, that's crazy.
While Von was part of the new generation of gangsters who was much more interested in making their name as a killer rather than a moneymaker. But still, it was clear that Cash was savvy to the ways of the new generation when it came to online trolling, as he clearly didn't mind doing the most to garner attention, like tweeting how he was in Lamron's hood at a gas station and that locals were so broke that they were asking him for spare change, and posting himself in front of O-Block, aka Parkway Garden sign, or even posting a photo where he said that he...
Do you know how crazy that is? To go in Parkway and take a picture and nothing happens to you? Then a picture with cheeks. I don't know, he's doing this to get his name up.
Was with Chief Keef's daughter, KK. This perhaps being made possible by Keef's mother, who might have still been messing around with Cash even after he had outed their relationship. Lil Durk too would continue to be trolled by Cash, who would let him know that he was the first person with a Pelly Pelly jacket, after Durk had released a music video for his song This Ain't What You Want, where he can be seen rocking the brand. An interesting detail when you consider that Durk dropped a hit song called Pellycoat years later. After some time went on, when Cash would announce that nobody who dissed him had ever returned back to the hood, this would prompt a fan to tell Cash to say that to Lil Durk, to which Cash would boastfully respond by asking when had Durk ever dared to diss him. Years later, the Reddit Chiracologists would ponder why Cash had been dissed so little by his ops compared to some of his peers, with the consensus seemingly being that one part of this was the fact that Cash would end up getting locked up numerous times throughout the 2010s, therefore being out of sight and out of mind from his ops for a long period. However, as we know, Lil Durk would diss many of Cash's good friends, even in the early songs, and when Durk would drop the song Competition, where he raps how he's trying to kill Duck's brother, Brick, aka 30, and Motor from Jaro City, Cash would gleefully tweet to Motor asking if he had heard the new diss. In December 2013, it was finally time for Cash to drop his own mixtape titled No More Free Cash, which would include the song like Dear Boss Trell, a tribute to his friend who had gotten killed in November 2012 under mysterious circumstances. The song including now ominous lyrics like how Cash couldn't wait to meet his friend in the afterlife, and asking Boss Trell,
"What? No, this right here, y'all. It's really like crazy when you think about it, y'all, for real. Like, it's really crazy when you think about it, y'all. I'm not even lying. This is just everything, how someone used to be cool. Now they're not. They dissing each other. They miss when people's sisters, moms, cousins, whatever it is, man. And
to save a spot for him in heaven because he's coming to join him, but he doesn't know when. And of course, the tape would also include another diss towards Chief Keef titled War with Who, where Cash would call himself the lieutenant of his set, whilst also dissing dead O-Block members like J Money and O.D. Perry. In May 2014, when Durk's cousin Nooski, aka OTF Nunu, would be killed, allegedly by Cash's good friend 051 Melly, Cash would immediately take to Twitter to troll Nooski's friends by making a tribute post to him. Then, a few days later, Cash would tweet again how they were up on the scoreboard while their ops were hurting bad, to which someone would reply by saying that they might be leading in bodies, but 300 and OTF were now making way more money. which would prompt Cash to reply and argue that they were also making plenty of money in their hood. Then, when Durk's manager Chino was killed in March 2015, 051 Melly, who was allegedly also behind this murder, would tweet about a month later how he needed a baseball jersey for the coming weekend, to which Cash would reply that Melly might need a Boston Celtics jersey the way he's been sweeping it up, as the Celtics at the time had just been swept in the playoffs by losing 4 matches in a row against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Melly would respond by jokingly calling Cash a goofy, to which Cash would respond by cryptically saying that somebody has to wear the shirt because of the way they're sweeping, with it not being clear if Cash was talking about the GDs or basketball at this point. While Melly would respond by seemingly denying that he had anything to do with either crime, Cash would also continue to diss Newski, as he would take lyrics from Chief Keef's hit song Earned It, where Keef disses Tuka. He would also tweet saying that the last time someone tried something, they ended up dead, together with the hashtag Newski, which is in fact a lyric from his song with Wooski titled Give No Fs, where he appears to insinuate that Newski had tried to run up on his friends before getting killed himself. Cash did so much trolling that it was sometimes hard to tell if he was being serious or not. Like when Lil Durk would make his pop-adjacent collabs with his at the time girlfriend Dej Loaf, Cash would tweet how their song was actually alright.
Now, I heard people say that Dej Loaf, Durk, relationship was not real. They said it was like for business or something. I don't know. It could have been real, but some people said it was for, something like business related.
But in 2016, Cash would get into a particularly bad situation with the
That's
law
crazy,
as he was arrested and allegedly charged with 4 felonies, which would end up getting him locked up for an even longer period, before eventually getting released in August 2017 and getting back to his usual activities like releasing music by himself and with his FBG brothers, and now also beginning to enjoy the increased attention that the whole FBG was getting due to Duck's song Slide becoming a hit. But one thing that Cash was doing less was his usual antics of dissing and trolling the ops, perhaps due to having so many other things to focus on in his life at this point. By then, he had largely moved past these old school street beefs. However, not everyone close to Cash was following this trajectory. After all, in January 2018, his good friend Wooski would release his song Computers Remix, one of the most infamous diss songs in all of the history of Chicago drill, where Wooski would let the ops have it, including guys like Lil Durk, Newski, Pluto, and Chino, and Cash wasn't ducking any smoke either, as he too would proudly take part in the music video. Unfortunately, Cash would eventually get in trouble with the law once again, this time for threatening a police officer, and soon he would find himself behind bars once again, before seemingly getting released during the summer of 2020. However, not long after, in June 2020, an incident would take place that would significantly escalate the beef between Cash and OTF, as Cash would get sucker punched at the famous Lenox Mall in Atlanta, allegedly by none other than Lil Durk's childhood friend Day Day from Tay-Town, after which Tay-Town members like OTF Didi would allegedly join in and chase Cash out of the mall.
Change. R.I.P. my cousin, my heartbeat gonna be the same. Oh, what the hell?
Oh, nah. What? They called him out the mall in Atlanta? Durk and them, they was in Atlanta, but that got somebody rapping to him and then all you see, boom.
My cousin, my heartbeat gonna be the same. Oh, what the hell?
Oh my gosh. Hey, he ain't dropped though. He ain't dropped though.
Cash would talk about the incident on Instagram Live, mocking those who attacked him for failing to steal his chain and not doing anything of note to him despite being alone.
Look, boy, out of breath. He was out of breath. Cause when you come on, bro. I'm pretty sure. Come on now. Of course they're not gonna do nothing, bro. You in the mall. You think they really gonna do something to you when y'all in the mall? All these witnesses. Come on now. Come on now. Of course they're not gonna do nothing to you. Nigga, you're in the mall. All thing they really gonna do is probably saying sock you out. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. They ain't really gonna do like really. You know what I'm saying?
So weak, folks. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Hey, G, let me find out you in the bathroom, G.
Folks, them people just. No, I'm in the dressing room. These jumped on me in Lennox right now.
No.
Like 7, folks. And then they didn't even take my chain. They didn't even run my pockets. They didn't even take my phone.
I would have blinked. So what the issue was?
No, just FBG, Tuka. They didn't even take the chain. A little bit something from she spit. She like,
I don't show up.
Some fans would later speculate that Durk was indirectly referencing this incident in his song All Love, where he rapped how his ops are always getting jumped at malls, but this song had in fact been released months prior to the incident. However, Day Day himself would seemingly mention the incident in a March 2021 song, Catch a Op, with THFTP, where he raps about catching an op at the Lenox Mall, before specifically mentioning jumping Cash and Wooski. In October 2020, just a week before King Von would be tragically killed, he would release his debut album, Welcome to O-Block, which featured the classic drill anthem, Back Again, featuring Lil Durk and Prince Dre, a song that starts with Durk rapping how he doesn't even ask when it comes to Cash. If his goons catch him, they're gonna shoot him. The fans have commonly understood these lyrics to be about FBG Cash, with Lil Durk saying that he doesn't even ask his goons to shoot Cash because they know that it's expected of them if they see him. However, the lyrics could also have an alternative meaning, with Durk essentially saying that he doesn't even ask his goons how much they want for a hit because money doesn't mean anything to him when he wants his ops dead. But whatever the intended meaning of the lyrics were, it seems that Cash too thought these lyrics were about him, and after Von's death, he would immediately begin disrespecting him, responding to Boss Top's tribute to Von, telling him to shut his mouth. In February 2022, Cash's disrespect towards Von would get even worse, as he would post a picture on Instagram standing in front of King Von's mural while throwing up the middle finger. But that wasn't even the most disrespectful part, as in the caption of the photo, he would write how the whole world witnessed O-Block's main shooter getting killed. Taking this photo was something that Cash later eerily claimed that Lil Durk had actually dared him to do in his DMs, revealing this to Adam22 on No Jumper and explaining that him and Lil Durk would actually talk privately.
Oh yeah, so why'd you take that picture with the King Von mural?
Could be that. And now, who knows if Lil Durk had anything to do with it? We honestly don't know. We honestly don't know. I mean, it could have been, but do we truly know if, you know what I'm saying, that would happen or not? We honestly do not know. We don't. We truly don't know, y'all. This allegation, speculations, you know what I'm saying? We don't even know even if the feds know. Shoot, who, you know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Durk told me to.
How did he tell you to?
He through text. Nah, he blocked me now, but yeah, through text.
What you want to show me your conversation with him?
Nah, he blocked me. He blocked me.
The conversation's still there, right?
Nuh-uh.
You delete text?
Yeah, like when I only see, I ain't big on confrontation sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like most times, I ain't big on confrontation. So when I go through, I don't know. And then that was distasteful, man. Like,
what was
we was talking
what
like
kind of
that,
conversation were you having before he told you to go take this photo?
Me, him, go over there and do that and see what happened to you. I'm outside right now.
You hit him up?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was just like, hey, what's up? Why yeah. Chicago's so weird because the ops always be talking to each other and like going on live and tweeting at each other. And
nah, it ain't everybody. It's just the weird I'm like talking about.
I don't see a ton of that in LA.
I told Durk stop sneak dissing me before he left me on scene.
Really? So you kept barking on him?
No, I just left it. He left me on scene. I just left it alone in the DM.
Right.
Going back and forth with the ops was apparently a common thing, as other DMs between Cash and O-Block's Mana Duke would later leak online too.
Hey Duke, listen to me, folks. Listen to what I'm saying, folks. Pull your skirt down, folks. You not making no noise, folks. I'll ball you up and put you in garbage can, boy. You can't see me with binoculars, dude. You can't see me on no type of level, folks. You better stop sharing them bankrolls with niggas, folks. You can't beat me on the song. You can't beat me at fighting, spit, none of that weightlifting. We can pitch quarters. You can't beat me, dude. You hear me? You hear me?
You know what's crazy, bro? You going back and forth in the DMs, even on live, on the phone, even on FaceTime. They on live, they're going back and forth like they homies, but they're also doing that because, you know what I'm saying, they know the cops, they feds be watching too to what they be saying, music videos, what they drop, especially like the people like Durk, probably Keith at the time, Duck, like the people, you know, the feds, when the feds really want to get you, bro, they gonna stalk everything that you do, from your music videos, from your lives, from your posting, everything that you do that's online, they watching.
Take time trying to get some followers up.
That's facts too.
Hey, look here.
Facts, for real.
Go to your room.
A few days after the mural picture, Cash would double down by releasing the song Back Again 2 times, a direct reference to Von's song Back Again, where Durk had seemingly dissed him. The music video starts with Cash watching a clip of Durk's $1 million worth of game episode where OTF sings along to the original Back Again song dissing Wooski.
We into it till you die, real street. Some funeral, I might decide. Rest in peace. Shoot up everybody that's outside. When we feel this one, I know Wooski still twisted. He you change something different.
The song itself would be a pure diss song towards Durk and the entire OTF, as Cash would go back-to-back dissing their members, like saying how OTF Varney got put in a wheelchair and how Lil Durk still hasn't gone back for Von. He would also diss Lil Durk's fallen friend, Pluto and Lil Mo from Lamron, and even Durk's brother D-Thang, saying that he doesn't go to Club O anymore where D-Thang died. It was no surprise then that Lil Durk would seemingly respond to Cash soon after, as he would allegedly post and delete an Instagram story with a cryptic message, saying that someone shouldn't be dissing D-Thang if they're chasing girls and lingering in places, because it won't end well. And also in March, Durk would release his song Computer Murderers, which appeared to address Cash's photo in front of the Von mural, as Durk warned someone about sneaking pics in front of the mural, like his goons won't come out from O Block and shoot them. Only a few months later, things would really begin to go wrong for FBG Cash, as the Chicago YouTuber and hip-hop journalist Drea O would later reveal. Cash would do an interview with her sometime in May, where he would reveal that he had recently been in an incident where he and a girl he was with had been shot at while they were in the car during the early morning hours.
Look, I
told you, never know. It could have been the girl that set him up, y'all. Do we know? It could have been the girl that set him up. I'm trying to tell you, especially when you're in the streets, bro. Like, you cannot trust nobody. It's just facts. Just facts. You can't trust nobody at all. Nobody.
I got. So I did right. Cause like folks, somebody had just shot me last week, but they were just like so mild.
You
so,
got shot?
But it wasn't. Look, it wasn't shot. Look like, look, this what they did. This what they did. Like
Did
fuck.
you get shot as bullet fragments?
They bullet fragments. So look, this was the did. I was in the car with them. Hell no. Look.
What's wrong with you?
So like this one is the one that went through the car. I was in the passenger seat. He flamed that bitch up and saw through the front window in the back. Knocked the back window out, everything. So like.
You were driving and shooting at you?
No, I was in the passenger seat, so that nigga shooting so hard, I couldn't even. It was this female, like. And then I know, I think it was her because like I was at her crib at like 4:20 in the morning. I just left rap a lot, so I was sitting at her crib. And a guy kept on calling her phone. I'm on call. So I'm like, she was like, oh my God, he steady calling. I'm like, who? He was like, my boyfriend. I'm like,
what?
All right. She was like, I hope he don't come over here. So like my girl was sitting right here, but see when he got keys to your crib or something? She was like, yeah, damn, now you see, yeah, I forgot I gave him keys. Don't matter, but I'm like, I like an Instagram model at motherfucker.
Be careful.
Of course now, I'm like, all right, man, we kicking in. So I'm like, yeah, I want to get up out of here. But I had parked my car, so I get in the car with her, boom. So that man, her tent's light as hell, so I raised my seat all the way back.
Bro, you messing with, bro. See, I don't get, why do people do this? Like, if you gonna cheat, why don't you break up? Like, I don't get it. If you gonna cheat, why don't you break up? What's the point of doing this? And then, you know what I'm saying?
So we got off, we
you know
always
what I'm saying? I don't get it.
And she was like, oh my God, why they always like that? My first, like my gun like this, I always sit on my gun and shit. I'm like, somebody asked the police? No, they ain't the police. So I looked up just a little bit, like, oh, ain't the police. Went back on my phone. Boom. Damn! He boom. So I'm like, but I never got back up. I was just like, damn. Cause I thought she was shot, so I was trying to push that out the car. Yeah. Like, boom, 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 boom. I'm trying to push out cause I thought she got shot, but I was like, when I see she was like, whoa. I'm like, drive. She drives. I'm like, now I could get my out, cause that's the only reason I put my cause I thought it was the police, just in case they stop her. And I'm like, now I'm getting right, but I'm like, damn, what is? She was like, they turned off. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, just drive. Directed to my crib. And when I was trying to get up out the car, I had pushed the rest of the window out, like, cause the police was coming towards us.
This is not normal. Like, by the way, this is.
Yeah.
They shouldn't live in there.
Yeah, but I done been. So many people been shot around me.
It's literally like GTA RP like type of stuff right here.
Not confirmed who the girl who Cash was with that night, but only a few weeks later, he would find himself in the exact same situation. But unfortunately this time, he wouldn't be as lucky. In what was titled as the last video of Cash alive, he was seen having fun in a recording studio, wearing a black hoodie with a green print. And then, in the early morning...
Yep, I remember this. I forgot where I saw that. It was on Twitter when it happened, bro.
Morning of the 10th of June 2022, Cash had allegedly been at a nightclub where he had gotten into an altercation with some unknown people. Then, around 5:30 a.m., Cash and the woman named Tasha West would be driving in the Auburn Gresham neighborhood, located immediately south of Inglewood. Cash was driving his Ford Edge SUV on the 1600 block of West 81st Street, while the woman was reportedly sleeping in the car at this time. Their destination, possibly being Cash's home, on the 8100 block of South Marshfield Avenue, which was only about a minute drive away. However, when arriving at an intersection, a black Cadillac would pull up on the car, and two unknown suspects would begin shooting at them. At this point, Cash would attempt to run from the shooters after bailing out the car, but he would eventually collapse on a grass verge next to the sidewalk beside a
I think there's a video. I think there's a video of that. I'm pretty sure there's a video, like, you know what I'm saying, of him, like, on the ground. I think there's a video of him on the ground. I don't know, but I think there was a video of him on the ground. I think. I don't know, but I think there is.
Tree, while the shooters would then flee the scene in the Cadillac. Police and ambulances would arrive at the scene with gruesome pictures of Cash's body on the ground and being
That's what I mean right there. You can literally go search up on Reddit, and there's literally pictures on
loaded
there.
into an ambulance, later going viral, with Cash notably being left laying next to that tree. Cash and the woman would be transported to the Advocate Christ Medical Center, where Cash would unfortunately be pronounced dead.
Units 6 and Citywide, we have a shot spotter at 8059 South Marshfield, 8059 South Marshfield, 22 rounds.
Alright, y'all. That is it for, this is part 4, I think, y'all. I believe, yeah, this is part 4. So be back for part 3. I mean, I said be back for part 3. It's the part 4. Be back for part 5. Yeah.